Look, Logan, my hands are tied, mate. At this point, you're just embarrassing yourself. Oh, Hang on, mate. The computer system's just froze. I'll need to call you back. That's what? LOGANWARE? What's that? That makes the computer crash. Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, mate, you're going to have to undo what you've done or nobody's going to be driving the cars. Okay, look, mate, I'll tell you what. If you can get to the top 8 by the summer break, then you can stay in the car. Otherwise, I'm making a change. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back finally to Kicking Haas. We have the Monaco Grand Prix today. You will see Logan Sargeant is still a driver with us, and we'll basically, the LOGANWARE attack on the factory means that what we're going to do is we're going to give him to the summer break. I believe it's 6 races to get into the top 8 of the championship. So that's 29 points currently for Valtteri Bottas. We have a look down here for Sargeant. He has 2 points. If he's not in that top 8, maybe if he's a smidgen outside, I might be a little bit lenient with him, but if he's not there by then I think we can have a sort of an agreement. In the comments, it was sort of a lot of people wanting to stick with him. A lot of that was for comedy reasons, and a lot of people just wanting to bin him off because he's nowhere near what Magnussen's doing, and that's the thing, isn't it? So yeah, we'll see what happens, but he's got to the summer break. If he's not in the top 8, which is the minimum he should be doing given how good the car is for K-Mag, then he's got to go. We're just going to have to make a decision, and he is going to have to go. Now, a few things to catch you up on. First of all, with the car, and that is that we have a new suspension that has been designed and ready to put on the car. So we'll go and do that now. And if we have a look here, it's this one. So if we have a look at show rank on the grid so we can get a rough idea of where we're moving to. It doesn't make a huge difference, but it is moving us up the grid. So that's ultimately all we can really want to do, isn't it? We've just got to keep trying to get better and better with the car, and trying to get these brake and engine cooling down as well to somewhere a little bit more respectable to where the rest of the car is on the grid. So yeah, that is all that's all that we've done on the car. There should be some more stuff coming shortly. If we go and have a look at drivers, we did see Sargeant does have a development point. I am getting to the point where I don't quite know what to do. Now the smoothness is just for basically tire life. The thing is that are these low ratings actually hurting him, more so than I'm allowing control? Is that an issue? I mean, that is lock up and spins, so maybe cornering is also, I think, lock up and spins. So, or is that just to go faster through the corners? So maybe control. Maybe that's what we need to do. So we'll stick a point on there and see if it has any effect. And we have a development point for Crawford as well. We'll go and stick that onto smooth. For smoothness, that's tire life. Let's just put him onto. Maybe we'll go him on control. He's going to have to come in at some point. Maybe we want to make sure he's got decent control. Now, I forgot to check staff. Do we have any points here? No, we do not. Now, one thing we are going to look to do, I think, is facilities. If you see here, we have 16.5 million in the bank. I think this car part test center, its main thing is engine and brake cooling, which we know is the weakness of the car. So we're going to go and upgrade that. We're almost time to refurbish anyway, so we'll upgrade that. 12 million. It'll leave us, was that 4.5 million for incidental costs that may happen, and we'll get that done. How long did it say that was going to be? It's a little while anyway, I would imagine. It's not going to be done in the near future. 51 days. It just set up the top there. So that is everything caught up on. If we go and have a look at what we're expecting from the race, it's Monaco today, which means qualify well, and you'll probably finish where you start. Kevin Magnussen holds the lap record from last year, which is excellent. There's the circuit map. We can see there for qualifying purposes. Red is Sector 1, blue Sector 2, yellow Sector 3. Monaco is a slow track, isn't it? And that's a sort of track, to be fair, that should suit the car. So we are very good at going slow. It's going fast where we tend to struggle. Safety car or virtual safety car stop does make a big difference, especially given it's Monaco. It's very difficult to overtake. It is a one-stop race, medium to hard, or soft to hard, I should say. Sorry, compound performance there. We can see there is a second drop-off, soft to hard. And, I mean, the soft tyre could go roughly half the race. So it's not a bad tyre at all. So yeah, we'll have to bear that in mind if we get a late race safety car. Last season we had K-Mag in 5th, and if we scroll down, Sargeant down there in 16th, 2 laps down. So that kind of checks, doesn't it? And we can see the historic winners during our time at Haas. Verstappen twice, Leclerc once, and well, let's hope that we can get a Haas up there for this one. Performance target to reach Q2, we should be able to do that, qualifying the top 8. K-Mag should be able to do that and therefore reach Q3. If we go and have a look at finishing position, fastest lap, I mean, do we go for it? Maybe we should. Maybe we can send Sargeant out late on after he's had a crash and we can... okay, so we need one car in the top 10. We should be able to do that with K-Mag as long as he's not taken out by Sargeant, and qualifying one car in the top 10 again should be fine. Yeah, so that's all looking good. Let's head off to Monaco and see what sort of weather we're going to get. And it is going to be a dry weekend, so that takes a little bit of the complicated side of things out, and of course that helps Sargeant because he's not good in variable conditions. So I'll go do free practice. Hopefully the cars stay in, relatively speaking, one piece. I'm tempted to not give Crawford FP1 in this one to protect the car, but where's the fun in that? Alright, I'll see you for qualifying. Okay, so free practice is done. I'm going to say a little bit of a mixed bag. If we go to FP1 here, we will scroll down before we see our boys. And why's Crawford got a penalty? He doesn't have a penalty. Anyway, Logan Sargeant does. A little bit harsh, I've got to say. He only did 9 laps. He was out of the session with damage to his car. He basically hit the wall, bounced back, and a Ferrari hit him. I don't know he deserved a penalty for it, but he's got one. I think we can ignore the Jack Crawford one. I don't believe he has a penalty. I certainly don't know what he would have one for anyway. FP2, we can see K-Mag back in the car, went 4th. Sargeant down there in 12th. But, yeah, not too bad. And then if we go to FP3, Sargeant actually in the top 10 ahead of K-Mag, which is a little bit surprising. Yeah, but I mean, you can see we've got a Red Bull down there, so it maybe was a little bit of a mixed-up session. That one, both cars ahead of Verstappen as well. So yeah, I'm going to say maybe a bit of a strange session. Now we do need to put in some fresh engine parts that we weren't running in free practice. 3-place grid penalty there for Logan Sargeant, and once we get the car back into its full operating order, we'll go do qualifying 1, which as long as we stay on the track and don't hit anything, should be fine. But that can be a little bit. Not always how it goes, isn't it? Sargeant also rode off his gearbox in that crash, so we'll make that his free... actually, no, let's use that till it gets down to sort of a bit of a more of a wear, and then we'll make that the free practice gearbox. Anyway, I'll see you after Q1. So it was indeed absolutely fine, just the one run on both cars. K-Mag 5th, Sargeant in 11th. You can see they're very close though, and I think a lot of cars went quicker on their second run, so I think had we sent Sargeant back out, he probably would have roughly stayed where he was. That takes us to Q2 though. Okay, so we have Sargeant right now in 14th. Now, he got horribly blocked on his first lap by Sainz on his out lap. Now, that was on used tyres as ever, so this is first we're seeing of our guys on new tyres this session. Sainz has done a purple sector. We've got a green first sector from Sargeant. K-Mag hasn't gone quicker, but to be fair to him, already in 3rd, doesn't need to necessarily go that much quicker. Sainz is absolutely flying. He's done 2 purple sectors. The Ferraris are actually quite quick. Bottas has currently gone fastest. We've done 2 yellow sectors with K-Mag. Not sure what's going on there, but 2 green sectors from Logan Sargeant. Can he get himself inside the top 10? He can, up into 7th. And K-Mag will stay 4th. So there we go. Decent time that from Sargeant, isn't it? Improvement on Q1 as well. Shame about the 3-place grid penalty, which I insist was harsh on him. But anyway, Q3, here we go. Alright, here we go. We've got Sargeant 8th, K-Mag, who was horribly blocked on his lap by George Russell. He should have got a penalty. I mean, they don't really do that in the game, but he just blocked him pretty much from here all the way down to the sort of the tunnel and destroyed his lap. But we've done 2 green sectors, which is good. What sort of other sector times do we have here? A little bit of green, lots of yellow though as well. And let's see what we do second sector-wise. Sargeant is in front of us on track, and he has done 2 green sectors, so a chance for him to move up at least a place. Now, of course, he does have that grid penalty pending. Let's go see where Sargeant pops himself. He stays 8th. Magnussen goes 5th. Decent. So there we go. So the 3-place grid penalty for Sargeant will obviously move him back down behind Ricciardo, I think, if my math is correct there. And K-Mag, well, decent. As I said, he's only a smidgen off of second. Sainz looks like he's in a class of his own here, though, doesn't he? The only car to go in the 109s in all 3 sessions. Anyway, let's see what we got in terms of strategy here. Okay, now, soft, hard. Oh, geez, that's tight, isn't it? Now, we do have 2 sets of soft tyres that we can put on. You definitely want to do soft, hard, and then potentially go back onto soft at the end if there's a chance to do that, I would have thought. It's not ideal though, is it? It is a very, very marginal thing to do. So if we do that for Sargeant, We know that our car does keep, or at least earlier on in the season, did keep its tyres a little bit better than everybody else. We're looking potentially at a double stack situation on lap 28, which is really when we do need to be coming in, isn't it? Unless we get a safety car. Is there an argument to say medium? But the thing is, we could do a natural undercut, couldn't we? If we were on the soft to start with, and then we can potentially go onto a hard tyre sooner, get the undercut from anybody that's a medium runner. So I think I do like that. As ever, we will look to utilize ERS early. I think possibly only for the first lap, though. I think we might want to save that for any time where we do find ourselves in a bit of free space to try and, you know, close up the gap as quickly as possible. Well, anyway, let's get the Monaco Grand Prix underway. All right, welcome back. Let's see what we can do here. I didn't actually catch where Sargeant was starting. I'm assuming it was a little bit further down in 12th. Yeah, it is. Okay, so let's jump on board here with Sargeant, see if he can do anything early on here. We've got Magnussen made a position up to 4th ahead of Max Verstappen. So that is very, very nice for him as Vettel gets himself past Sargeant. Now, what do we got in terms of tyres here? A little bit of a mix, mostly soft tyres, though used soft tyres. We did save tyres during qualifying to enable us to have a fresh set to start on, and then also we'll have a fresh set for later in the race if and when we want to go and do that. So that'll be safety car reliant, though. As we know in Monaco, track position is king. Fresh tyres don't necessarily mean that much to us, as we might get a move done on the Ferrari. Not quite. Can we use the DRS, or ERS I should say? And no, not quite. So Sargeant has dropped back a position, which is not ideal. And we've got K-Mag up a position, which is fine. But Sargeant, he's going to need to find something here, isn't he? He's not in a good position, and he needs to find himself in a much better position very, very soon. Alright, so we've got ourselves a bit of a situation here where K-Mag is, well, Sainz is running away with it as qualifying suggested he kind of would do. We're in a bit of a Bottas train here, and Sargeant is still stuck in 13th. Now, Verstappen on a medium tyre is sort of holding up everybody behind him. I am contemplating here with Sargeant if there's something we can do in terms of a two-stop, put him onto a medium tyre, run him as flat out as he can go, and then go onto a soft and again run sort of flat out to the end. I'm just thinking, how much is he, see, in terms of free air, is it going to actually benefit him that much? But right now he's very much stuck, and I don't know that there's a way for him to get past. So I'm increasingly thinking we might want to do this. So this would be the strategy if we do it. It's still very, very marginal, but I think it might be worth a try. We'll create the strategy. We won't necessarily switch him onto it just yet, but if he doesn't make a move soon, I think we might need to look to do that. Alright, and while we're worried about what Sargeant's doing, K-Mag has only gone and taken over third place from Leclerc. A wonderful overtake up the hill into Casino Square. Well done, K-Mag. But we can see here, we've got Logan Sargeant very much just stuck in a line of traffic, so we are going to bring him in this lap. The hope here, we're moving him to a two-stop, so it is definitely a big risk. But what we're going to try and do is move him in front of all these cars, and then hopefully get a safety car or something later on. I mean, he's sitting in 13th. It's not like he's just outside the top 10. Can we get a good stop from Haas? That looked a pretty good one, didn't it? He's going to come out in a little bit of free air. That was the plan. It looks as though he is. And yeah, we now push on the medium tyres. Maybe not push on quite that much. And yeah, we want to do some deploy laps. We should have about 8 or so laps before cars start coming in to get rid of the soft tyres. So this is a very, very important 8 or so laps for Logan Sargeant, and to be honest, possibly his career. I don't think we can make the medium tyre last to the end. That is too big of an ask from the tyre, but yeah, he was stuck in a train of cars, so there was no, he wasn't going anywhere, and he wasn't going anywhere quite quickly. Alright, now this is not what we needed for Logan Sargeant. He has got himself caught up very quickly, but then stuck behind the Alpha, no, it's an Aston Martin of Guan Yu Zhou. He needs to get this move done. He's gone a little wide there. Is there a chance? And of course, asking Sargeant to overtake people. I think we're all holding our breath right now, aren't we? K-Mag still up there in third, doing a cracking job. But this is important now for Sargeant's race. He needs to get this move done. How did he hit the inside wall there? But he's done. I tell you what, if he makes that stick, well done, Logan Sargeant. Haven't said that very much this season, but that was a very, very good overtake and one that needed to be made. And now he's got, he needs to, what have you done? He's let him straight back past. Can we get it done again? I tell you what, you don't get this sort of racing in Monaco very often. As Guan Yu Zhou goes, we needed that to stick, didn't we? We needed it to stick. We'll go back on to overtake. He didn't have any battery left, to go down that front straight. Guan Yu Zhou perhaps did. Can we do the same trick twice? He's aware of it this time, is Guan Yu Zhou. We go down the outside, inside here, show him some wall. And can we get out of that corner nice and quick? Use the traction of the Haas. And he's made it stick again, this time on the outside. And Logan Sargeant, absolute Monaco monster. Alright, and coming into the pit window, we'd sent K-Mag after Bottas for second place. And into turn one, he's got it done up the hill. With a little bit of ERS assistance, has outdragged him. And got himself up into second place now, K-Mag. Come on, son. Alright, so shit, as they say, is about to go down. K-Mag is coming into the pits. Bottas pit the lap before. Hopefully he's not going to undercut us. Look at all the people in the all the pit crews out. This is going to be a busy, busy lap, I would say. Good stop, 2.7 seconds. And we come out... where's Science is ahead? We are ahead of Bottas, are we? Yes. So that undercut has not worked. Now, where does Sargeant come out? He has come out into 12th place. He has got ahead of Vettel, ahead of Alonso, so a lot of those guys that he was battling with, he is now ahead of. Now, of course, as I said, he does have an extra stop he's going to need to make, so he needs to keep pushing on here. But in terms of lap time, he's been 2 seconds a lap faster than a lot of the guys, so he's got the pace. Does he have the talent, I suppose? He's got to get past Ocon here, who's on the hard tyre, started on the hard tyre. Let's see what he can do as Leclerc and Ricciardo in the pits. We're ahead of Ricciardo now as well. So in terms of getting us out of that train, this has worked. Now what is going to need to happen is, of course, he's going to need to build up that gap for the pit stop. It was 20 odd seconds. So yeah, whether he's going to be able to do that or not, I suppose, is going to be the big question. Can he get something done out of the tunnel? Battery is empty, just doesn't quite have the charge to do it. He goes down the outside. Sargeant, is he going to put on a display of overtaking? He's got a little bit of work to do here yet. He does have the better tyre though, and you don't go side by side through there very often. And he is indeed up into 10th. Tsunoda in front and Gasly in front of him. Now Gasly was the car, you may or may not have noticed, he was the car behind us when we came in to make that that first stop. So in terms of guys that have not yet stopped, we're going the wrong way here. Let's have a look at pit stops. So Tsunoda, Gasly has still got to stop, as does Russell, Hamilton and Verstappen. Now Verstappen is well and truly not our race, but the other guys just might be. And yeah, well, like I say, it's just a matter of can we get these moves done. Verstappen is now pit, so Magnussen is ahead of him, which is good. Magnussen is actually stuck up behind George Russell just now, it looks like, who has not yet stopped. And of course we were stuck behind him in qualifying as well. But yeah, Sargeant's race is the interesting one here. K-Mag hopefully is going to have a nice boring race into second place here. But can Sargeant produce finally the drive that he's been threatening to do all season? It's just he keeps sticking in the wall. But if he can fix that up, then perhaps he might have himself a seat in Haas for the foreseeable future yet, as Russell comes into the pits, as everybody gets out of his way. Now this is Sargeant's time to shine now. He's got past Russell, he's up into 7th. Hamilton is the other one that's going to come in front of him, but he has to now go like daylight and try and get out the gap to the top 10. Can he do it? Well, he's going to have nice fresh soft tyres at the end, so maybe he can get some overtaking done as well. Oh, competitor crash. We have a virtual safety car. Sargeant in 6th. Now. Sargeant hasn't used his hard tyre yet. He could get to the end on a hard tyre here. He would come out in 14th. I don't think this suits our strategy for him to come in here, because he's just basically going to come out 14th. He's going to come back out behind Vettel where he started, and that has Hamilton has crashed. Now it's Hamilton out. What's he done here? In the Williams, he was in 7th, just behind. Oh, that's what Sargeant did in. There's Sargeant just going through screen. That's what Sargeant did in FP1. And is that going to? Oh, if the track is hold up. If the track has been blocked and Hamilton is holding them up, we again. Whoa. Look at the mini map there. We can make a stop here and come out in 6th. I'm fairly confident of that. So hard tyre. Yep, in we come. Pit this lap. And we need to hope and pray here that Hamilton... It's a virtual safety car, so they can't overtake under a virtual safety car. Yeah, well, we're going to get out in 6th here. He didn't stop! Did I not tell him to stop? Oh, he's not come in. It's too late in the lap. It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter, because virtual safety car, they're not going to be able to go any faster anyway. Oh, wait, we're on Sargeant. We're on Magnussen. Okay, everybody calm down. Everybody calm down. Logan, mate, you might be about to make a very, very big step in keeping your seat at Haas here, mate. Don't mind being blackmailed if it gets results for us. In and out he goes, and they're still coming through. They're still coming through with the Haas. He's absolutely fine. Sargeant, with fastest lap as well, is out of the pits in 6th place. Ocon has realised the same thing we have potentially. And Sargeant is 6th. All pit stops done. Alright, well this race has really just settled down into a Monaco Grand Prix. We've got Sargeant in 6th. 18 seconds to 5th and 14 seconds to 7th, so he, as long as he just doesn't hit anything, is absolutely fine there. And Magnussen, off the back of the virtual safety car, we did a couple of deploy laps to try and break free of Bottas. We've done that. The gap is about 4 seconds. It's been staying fairly steady at that. You can see there's lots of traffic being lapped. That's because Hamilton obviously held everybody up. So everybody in front of him, Sargeant forward, has just got a massive gap basically. And yeah, so this is looking as though it's going to be a boring race, as Monaco often is. And as I've said many times before, any F1 video I've done on this channel should not be a track in modern day Formula 1. Leave it to Formula E. And yeah, it's a classic Monaco Grand Prix in that sense. But if we come in 2nd and 6th, I will absolutely love every second of it. Alright, Logan Sargeant is coming around to start his final lap of the race. So if you've got something, cross it, legs, eyes, fingers, toes, everything. Can he keep it on the track? And if he can, he is going to come in 6th as Carlos Sainz wins the race in the most predictable result possibly in a long time. We'll just quickly go and have a look at K-Mag. He did nab fastest lap on his push lap after the virtual safety car. He is now coming around, and K-Mag will finish 2nd at Monaco on the podium. I think it's our first podium here as well. But Logan Sargeant, and Sainz has lapped everybody. He's lapped everybody. Sargeant can stick it in the wall. It's not going to make a difference. He is going to come 6th at Monaco. And well done, Logan. That is one hell of a drive, mate. Penalty aside, which he didn't deserve, to be fair. That was brilliant.
Everyone involved in Formula 1 dreams of seeing their driver up there on the podium. Well, the Dane had a very impressive race, really delivering when the pressure was on.
And credit where it's due, the strategy on Sargeant wasn't too bad either, was it? We got very, very lucky, though, with that virtual safety car and then Hamilton holding everybody up. But we made the most of it. I think, in truth, in real life, I think you'd actually be able to go past Hamilton in that situation. But we'll take it. A huge points day for Haas, which is great to see. Sargeant up 2 places to 12th, 10 points. Still a long way to go for him to get into that top 8. But if he can get there, it's just going to help us so much in the constructors, isn't it? And that's what we need him to be doing right now. K-Mag actually drops down a spot. Sainz is leapt ahead, but it's only 4 points off second. Verstappen's not that far away, and it wasn't a great race for Red Bull either. Red Bull only managing 12 points there. So we've closed the gap to them. We are already, though, we've only been fighting with one hand, and we're already sort of fighting for third, it looks like here, but we're looking okay for that right now. And like I say, if Logan can just keep up what he's done there, that's all we need him to do. Just good, solid positions. He'll get his odd podium here and there, and that will do us just fine. But if you've enjoyed that, thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. We'll be back next time. I think the next race might be Baku. I could be wrong there. And let's hope that Sargeant can just keep delivering those sorts of results for us, and we will be absolutely fine this season. Until then, guys, take care.